Hey, this is Chris and Lamb of God. You're watching Rock and Metal News.
Hey guys, this is Ron from YouTube's Rock and Metal News with the Rock and Metal News update. This is regarding the most anticipated releases set for 2015. Now, some of these albums may not be released. There are a couple of question marks in here, but we thought we would include them just in case. And also, I'm sure there's 50, 60 good albums that are going to be released this year that are not on the list. So let us know what albums you are anticipating this year that are either on the list or not on the list that we have, that we're looking forward to anyways. This is just sort of what we're really looking forward to in 2015. First off, 21, Nightwish, Endless Forms, Most Beautiful. This will be the first released with Floor Jansen on vocals. New Nightwish, can't wait for that. Number 20 is Ghost. Be Scared, as Ghost always puts out a good album. Papa Emerchis 3. So looking forward to new Ghost. If you haven't caught Ghost live yet, definitely check out Ghost when they come to town. And number 19 is a question mark, and it is All Shall Perish. Nuclear Blast does have them as possible release this year, but we don't know if it's a new album or maybe a compilation or something. So stay tuned on that one. There's been no new vocalist announced since Eddie went to Suicide Silence. And number 18 is Volbeat. Rob Caggiano is now on there. He used to play for Anthrax. Volbeat, I really like their heavier stuff, their sort of darker stuff. They had more of a pop rock. Some of their tracks last time were a little more mainstream. I hope they kind of go back into the heavier side, but let's see what the new Volbeat brings. Number 17 is Testament. Testament always put out good albums. They got great players, and looking forward to new Testament. Number 16, Meshuggah. Meshuggah, they put out Colossus a while back, so it looks like they should be, they put one out in 2012, so it's been about 3 years for them, and they're set to release. And then it's Gojira. Their last release was 2012, L'Enfant Sauvage, and we're looking for a new Gojira. They're really climbing the ladders, and looking forward to that. The next one is Rob Zombie. Now, Rob Zombie has stated that this could be one of his best albums of his career, I guess, from the writing they've been doing, and it got John 5 on guitar, so that's always a possibility. I hope Rob Zombie kind of branches out a bit, makes the tracks maybe a little more interesting and not just sort of straight up songs, but adds a little bit more dynamics in the new Rob Zombie. Number 13 is the new Melechesh. It's called Anki, and Melechesh always puts out a good album, and really anticipating that one. And they actually have a song out right now called Multiple Truths, and if you haven't heard that, definitely go check out Multiple Truths on YouTube. And number 12 is All That Remains. It's called The Order of Things. I'm looking forward to this because they've stated they are trying to put out a heavier album than they did last time. So let's see what their comeback is. Number 11 is Between the Buried and Me. They always put out real cool, interesting music. They got heavy stuff. They're a very dynamic band, and the musicianship is amazing on that. So always looking for a new... looking forward to the new BT BAM. And Deftones. We're going to get into some of the heavy hitters now. There's tons of major bands that are releasing this year. So here's the sort of start of the big guys. Deftones, they put out their last album was Koi no Yoken. Always like to hear new Deftones. And Anthrax, they're going to do their follow-up to Worship Music. They are in the studio right now. We posted some drum cam videos from the studio. You can check out our other videos to see Anthrax in the studio doing some drums. And I thought Worship Music was a really great album, so I hope they carry it on from there. And Scott Ian has said that he's been playing really fast and really pushing himself on this album, so should be good. And Dream Theater, they're set to record, so hopefully they get something out by the end of the year. It'll be their third album with Mike Mangini on drums, and their last album I honestly thought was one of their best albums. I just love their last self-titled album that they put out, and it hasn't been too long since they put that out, so it'd be very cool to hear some new Dream Theater. And the next one is number 7 for Megadeth. Wow, is this going to be an anticipated album? Super Collider, I just did not like Super Collider. I love the old Megadeth. I hope that they get Menza. And it would be awesome if Friedman joined them again, because this, Sean Drover, Chris Broderick have left the band. They're trying to replace the guitarist and the drummer. I hope they do, and I hope they go really heavy. I just want a new super heavy Megadeth album from track 1 all the way to the last track, just straight up old school thrash from them. That would be cool. And the next one is Black Sabbath. Now, this one has a bit of a question mark on it. Ozzy has some schedules. He's got solo albums coming out and everything, and they do want to put a new Black Sabbath album out. So this one's sort of a question mark, but if they do, that would be number 6. Number 5 is Slayer. Slayer, they were trying to put out an album at the end of 2014, but it kind of got a bit delayed. They did their Slayer car. They have one track out right now that they put out, and that's called Implode. This is going to be their first album without Hanneman on it, and in their first album in 6 years. So talk about anticipated albums. Again, I hope Slayer keeps the real core Slayer sound, but I hope they kind of, add a little bit of dynamics to it and add some twists and turns that we don't expect usually from Slayer. That would be cool. And the number 4 is Faith No More. These are just one of my all-time favorite bands, and they haven't put out anything since 1997. So man, like 17 years, and they've got a new single out now. You can check that out on iTunes, but really looking forward to the new Faith No More. And number 3 is Iron Maiden, my all-time favorite band. It's always amazing when Iron Maiden put out something new. You know what I'd like to see? It would be very cool for Iron Maiden to almost go back to some of their Number of the Beast, maybe some shorter tracks, maybe at the 3 to 4, maybe 5 minute mark. A lot of their songs now, they're very epic, but it would be neat if they just put out, some short, real quick, Run to the Hills or Gangland type stuff. I'd like to see a little bit of that from Iron Maiden this time. That'd be cool. And number 2 is Metallica. Metallica are recording right now. They're writing songs. They're in pre-production or whatever. They're writing their songs, but Metallica is always the pressure on. I think out of all these bands, the biggest pressure is on Metallica. I mean, they put out 2008 Death Magnetic, and they did that Lulu thing, which was absolutely terrible as far as I'm concerned. So I'm really looking forward to Metallica. And I would also, they put out that Lords of Summer track, and I hope that's not on the album. I kind of got bored of that song really quick. Even Metallica, I would like to see them. It would be cool if they could get back to some of their like Battery days, or The Thing That Should Not Be, or Leper Messiah, Fight Fire with Fire, maybe like just some short, real fast 3-4 minute songs, Jump in the Fire kind of stuff. That's what I'd like to see Metallica get back into, is something like that. But we'll see what they put out. And number 1 is Tool. Hopefully this year is the new Tool album, because they've been planning, they've been, delayed. Tool's been trying to get an album out for a while. They've had some issues behind the scenes that they had to deal with and that, but definitely will we finally see a Tool album in 2015. That is the most anticipated album. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know a bunch of stuff that is coming out this year that we missed that you think is just going to be amazing. This is Ron from YouTube's Rock and Metal News. Thanks for tuning in.